What is bonding? My introduction to bonding was my introduction to an innovative psychiatrist in New York City named Dr. Dan Casriel. Dan Casriel thought that humans, like other primates, need bonding, which is a physiological and emotional closeness. He spoke about the experience of being held, which is so essential to the development of a secure attachment in childhood. Casriel equated the need for bonding with the more obvious biological needs, such as the need for sleep, the need for breathing in and breathing out, the need for consuming water and food, and the need for eliminating liquids and waste. But bonding is a biological need, really? Says who? In the 1950s, in Western culture, it was extremely important to establish that bonding is a biological need. There were two ways to bring scientific evidence to this important question. One was through the examples of deprivation, severe deprivation of bonding, and two was via healthy, positive examples of bonding in nature and bonding practiced by indigenous people. One example of severe deprivation of bonding was Harlow's monkeys. It's an unethical series of experiments conducted in the 1950s by Harry Harlow of the Universities of Wisconsin. He removed infant monkeys from their mother and placed them with a substitute mother. One was made of soft cloth and didn't have food, and the other was made of wire and had a bottle to feed the monkeys. The infant monkeys chose to cuddle and spend most of the day with the soft cloth mother substitute, who didn't have food. They only spent around 1 hour a day with the wire substitute mother who had the food. On the positive side of research, it was a very influential work, the work of Gene Lidloff. Gene Lidloff was from New York, encountered an indigenous people called the Yemini people in Venezuela while working as a photographer. Lidloff noted the stark contrast between Western and Yemini infants who are normally held in arms most of the day by their mother and by other adults, as well as by the bigger siblings. And they're not separated at bedtime. She promoted the idea that this in-arms phase is an evolutionary requirement. Dr. Dan Casriel didn't work with children. He worked mostly with adults. So it's a question, what was it that moved him to use bonding, physical embrace, in group therapy with adults? He was a man of the 1950s. He was a man who barely shook hands with his own analyst once a year when he'd go on vacation in August. So it was so radical. What was it that moved him to do this? He described one dramatic moment when a patient broke down and cried, doubling over in pain. Suddenly, one of the group members spontaneously rushed over and held her in an extended embrace. Dan Casriel was amazed at the effect of having one patient sob uncontrollably while being embraced by a group member. This was a formative experience, a formative moment. From then on, he was using bonding as a therapeutic tool in his intensely emotional group sessions. And he knew that he could get in trouble with the American Psychiatric Association. Physical contact in group. But he strongly believed in the value of this approach.